Well, hello, everybody, and welcome to the show. I am Allie at Heart and Soul Connected, and I'm so pleased today to have with me my guest, Gigi from Spirit Readings. Gigi.
Hello.
So we're just talking backstage. She's got quite the story to tell, and we're going to learn a little bit more about that and her journey. I found her on Facebook, and I said, "Why don't you come on down?" So that's how she's here. And we will take some questions after we get over the initial chit chat that we're going to do. So I just want to say hi to some of you who are already here. Karen, it looks like you have an interesting story to tell, and Lulu, and hello, Mary, and Paul, and Maureen, Akila, Swampy, Kim. It's nice to see you all. Thanks for being here with us, and Shandell. All right. So we got some folks here from Canada, United States,
Oh,
and Australia. So there we go. Yeah.
going global here.
Going global. It's awesome. Yeah. So, yeah. A cat, how are you? She says Gigi has lots of books.
Oh, goodness.
Yes, that's awesome though. You know how I'm actually an English professor, Gigi,
Oh,
and so I teach literature and writing. So whenever I see a
whoa.
bunch of books, it makes me happy. So, yeah.
Right. Yeah. My grandma was a reader, and that's where I got my love for books from her. Um,
Okay.
so
Yeah.
definitely I haven't written anything yet, but there's always wheels
The wheels are churning. Yeah. Yeah.
turning.
All right. All right. Well, that's wonderful. Hi, Anya. Nice to see you. And yes, happy hump day to you as well. So, we're going to talk a little bit about Gigi and what she's got a fascinating 5 generational story, actually. And
Yeah.
so, I'm going to let her. I mean, I'll give you a couple of prompts here, Gigi. I
Okay.
want you to tell us about your journey. And it sounds like it started at about 2 years old. Would that be right?
Yes.
All right.
Yes.
Yeah.
I used to sit like my grandma was my favorite person in the whole world. Her and we were so very close, and her mother had passed about 3 years before I was born. So, she was still grieving. When your mother, you grieve the
Yeah.
rest of your life in some way.
Sure.
But I would sit at her feet, be coloring, and I would just look up at her and be like, I used to rock you when you were a baby. And then I'd go right back to coloring. And she said goosebumps would just break
Uh-huh.
out. And for the longest time, I never said it like in front of anyone else. It was always when it was just her and I alone. And then when I was a teenager, my mom, my grandma, and I were sitting at the table, and I was like, I know someone used to have a false tooth right here. And my mom was like, well, I have no clue what you're talking about. My grandma, like, that nervous chuckle, and mom was like, what's wrong with you? And grandma was like, it was me when I was about 16.
Uh-huh.
I had to get a false tooth, and right there where she's saying it was. So,
Uh-huh. Uh-huh.
and I'm just so grateful and thankful that no one ever discouraged me. It's I
Yeah.
wouldn't say it was encouraged either. Like, I freaked my grandma out, no doubt, but she had her
Uh-huh.
own gifts too. But just the things like describing places and houses that I myself have never seen or been in, and
Yeah.
my grandma would be like, oh my God, and every time goosebumps. So, but her grandma read tea leaves, and my, her great aunt, which would be her grandma's oldest daughter, read palms.
I
So,
know.
you know,
So
um,
cool. Yeah.
5 generations that I know of. I don't know about before my
Right. Right.
great grandma, but and my great great grandma, she was born in 1888, and she passed in 1978, like a month before her 90th birthday. So
Wow.
she had a
Wow.
long
Yeah.
long
Uh-huh.
life, and
Yeah. Yeah.
she would read tea leaves for people, and I didn't get to know her, but I did know Aunt Lily who read palms. Of course, I was like 12, 13, so I didn't get my palm read, but um we were visiting with her one day and she just kept staring at me and I'm like, why is this woman staring at, and a big smile. And then there was one day after I
Yeah.
got this that tarot deck I was talking about, where it deals with the palms,
Mhm.
reading different parts of the hand. And I was sitting here and it made me think of my Aunt Lily. And then it just clicked. She was staring at me because she knew I was gifted.
Absolutely. She
And
has the sight and she knew you did too. Yeah.
right.
Yeah. Wow. That's
And,
amazing. Yeah.
now looking back, it gives me goosebumps, like she knew that, her gift was passed down. She didn't have children of her own. So
Okay.
I
Yeah.
feel
Yeah.
like,
Yeah. You were fulfilling that role in a way,
right.
and she was glad it was going down.
And
It was getting
proud,
sent.
that's
Yeah.
why the big
Sure.
smile, like, yep, the
Uh-huh.
legacy lives on.
That's right. That's absolutely right. So, you started, doing, uh, some tarot slash oracle slash whatever card readings
Spirit
and
board.
posting them, and spirit board. That's
Yeah,
right. And by the way, she has a YouTube channel that's in the show notes, and she also does on Facebook. So, but she does. You do weekly readings for the horoscopes. Is that what it
I
is?
do.
Okay.
I do what I feel led to do is
Yep.
how I explain it. So I've been trying to do monthly readings for each individual sign,
Yep.
and then I try to do one for the collective as a
Mhm.
whole. And sometimes I do weekly readings or I pull just like a weekly, it's like spirit animal message,
Yeah.
because I have the animal tarot and I have, oh my goodness, let me look at what it's called. The
She's one
spirit
of those people
animal.
with lots of cards as well.
Yes, yes. And then I'm
Yeah.
like, let me look because I'm
I know.
gonna
I
be
get it.
forgetting.
Yeah. Yeah.
You have so many in your life. I mix them up sometimes,
Me too.
call
Yeah.
them different things.
Uh-huh. Yeah. That's awesome. That's awesome. So,
But
yeah. And so they
um
come out on Facebook and they come out on your YouTube channel. Is that right?
yes,
Yeah. Okay.
I try to upload to all my social medias, trying to get my YouTube channel out there, trying to get it to grow and bloom
Right.
and all of those good things. Um
Uh-huh.
so but I also, of course when you put out content, you want people to like it, you want them to view
Oh,
it,
yeah.
do
Yeah.
all the hoopty hoo,
Mhm.
razzle dazzle. But I also just sometimes throw things at the wall, see what sticks,
Absolutely. Yes. I hear
because
you.
sometimes I will sit here and I'll just get a flash of something and I'm like, okay, spirit, am I meant to
Yeah.
do this? And, you never know what's going to work until you try. And
You're absolutely
sometimes
right.
it just feels good to do things because you wanted to do them.
Yeah,
And,
absolutely.
you
Yeah.
feel like you're honoring what spirit is, or the universe, or however you want to look at it, is
Right.
telling you. So for me, I know, like, I say my main spirit guide would be my grandma's mom, my grandma
Mhm.
Grace, because since I was two, she's,
Right.
you
You're
know,
connected. Yeah. Yeah.
I used to
Wow.
rock you when you were a baby. Okay, no, I didn't, not in this lifetime, but yes, I did.
Yeah. I love that. Because out of the mouth of babes, really, when you're that age, you're unfiltered. You're just telling what you already know.
and it
So, yeah.
it's truth and fact for
Yes, it
you.
is. Yes, it
It's
is.
like I
Yeah.
didn't question back then
Uh-huh.
if I really rocked her or not, but I mean, she
I
would
know.
just look at me and be like, "What in the
Uh-huh.
world?" And then
Uh,
she said, "I just go right back to doing whatever it was I was doing, whether I was
yeah,
coloring, playing,
right.
but I was always at her feet
At her
as
feet.
a kid. I
Okay.
wanted to be
In her
next to her."
presence. Yeah.
So,
In her
um,
presence. Yeah.
to me, she was my safe place.
Sure.
She's what I would say in this world was my home.
Mhm.
I consider her a soulmate. I don't believe
Yeah.
soulmates are just romantic in nature only.
Right.
Um,
I don't either. Yeah. I'm the same.
yeah.
I feel the same
So,
way. Mhm.
She was
Yeah.
my spirit tribe, she was my soulmate, and, her
Yeah.
death hit me hard when she did pass, but she's still with me.
Oh, I'm sure she is. You probably got all 5 generation well, I don't know, I'm not saying your mom is
Yes.
one, but,
Well, my
the
mom is
generation
still here. My mom
yeah.
is still here, and,
Mhm.
she could look at a person and sometimes be able to tell them their whole life story.
Uh-huh.
Spirit would just give her things,
Yep.
and like I said, my grandma, when my uncle Cecil was in Korea and he got injured, she knew it.
Yep.
Knew where he got hurt, the
Yep.
whole 9 yards. She would dream and the dreams would come true. She could look at a woman and be like, "You're pregnant, you're gonna have a"
Uh-huh.
She did it with my mom, with me. My
Uh-huh.
mom walked up to her and was like, "I need to tell you something." She's like, "You're pregnant and you're gonna have a little girl." That
Isn't that
sort of
amazing? That's the one
so
my mom had the same thing with my brother, and it was during the Vietnam War. She sat right up in bed and screamed his name,
Mm.
and, at that she had that happen twice, and one time a house caved in on him because he was a rescue fireman.
Oh,
The other
no.
time, his, truck that he was in hit a mine. Now, he was okay after all these. I mean, he had injury,
His
but it was
guardian
all
angel's working overtime.
absolutely, absolutely, and, she didn't go around, telling people like your mom did, that you're pregnant or whatever, but she would have
Yeah.
everybody at the checkout at the grocery store, "I have this," or "I need money," or "I don't have a house to live in." They'd tell her
Mhm.
all their problems. So it is interesting, isn't it?
It
Yeah.
I think
Empath. Hmm.
for some people, let me see if I can get this out right. My brain sometimes is like, I know what I wanna say, but it
Yeah,
don't wanna
it's
come
okay,
out.
Gigi. You're
Um,
doing well.
but I think some people just radiate so much kindness and love, and it makes people feel comfortable
Yeah.
enough to open up,
Yep.
and usually it's if something's really bothering them, but they don't feel comfortable talking to anyone else, and then someone's put upon their path, and they
Right.
can get that out. They can,
Yeah,
you
there's a
know
form of recognition, isn't
yeah,
there?
and
Yeah.
they
Mhm.
know that it's a safe person and a safe place.
Right.
So,
Right.
um, I had that happen to me. People will come up and I'm just like, "Same, honey, I struggle too in life,
Yeah.
it's not
Mm,
always sunshine and rainbows, but,
right. Yeah.
I feel like I come from a long line of strong women and,
That's
I can
awesome.
talk to them and they
Mhm.
can lead and guide me even in my sleep,
Uh-huh.
I've
Yeah.
had my great great grandma come to me in my sleep and I don't know if we astral projected together or what, but she took me to a place and it was just like so much white light, like healing and calming, like I really needed that.
Wow.
So
Wow. That's
I just
awesome.
thought that
Yeah.
was and so much comfort, because sometimes, we go through things in life and we're just like, "What was that?"
What was that?
Like
I know, but, when you're an empath, which sounds like you are and your mom,
yeah,
and that you're open, sometimes it's painful though, isn't it? It's like, I didn't
um,
really wanna know that, Yeah.
well,
Yeah.
and when you're called to be a healer, how
Yep.
people will say,
Yep.
which I am, it seems like you go through the most painful, um things,
Yes.
that,
Yeah.
and you're just like, but it helps you to, I think, understand and connect with other people.
Yeah.
And,
Yep.
um, because when you feel like no one understands you, that is like the loneliest, you
Definitely
know,
is. Yes.
place to
Yeah.
be, but then when someone and they're like, I may not understand exactly 100% what someone is going through because my journey and your journey are special and unique to who we are.
Right.
Nobody's journey is going to look exactly 100% the same, but we do go through
Mhm.
things, I think, to help us be more empathetic, because
Yeah.
I think pretty much everyone is intuitive and empathic in some way.
In
Now
some way. Yeah.
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 Now
Mm.
if you choose to work with it and, then it grows.
Yeah.
Like I never force things. Sometimes, people will come to me and they may want to connect with a loved one. So I explain right away, be prepared, because if this loved one does not want to come through, then
That's
I
right.
am not
You can't
forcing
bring
them to come
that's
through,
right.
because
Right. Yep.
that's disrespectful. And I
Mhm.
would want to be respected, as a person here and on the other side.
Sure. Sure.
And some people, when they cross over, they are like, you know what? I did everything I wanted to do while I was alive, and I have nothing more to say,
Yeah. Yeah.
or
Yeah, that's very true. Or they're in a time of reflection, and they're not
yes,
interested in communicating. But I agree, it's funny that you said, and it's true about the empath and certainly the intuition.
yes.
But I think that some people, no names will be said, but there are some people that think empathy is a weakness. And I don't believe that. I think it's
No.
the best thing. Yeah. Yeah.
When you're an empath and you're open, because it takes a lot. The heart chakra is like the hardest one to keep in balance, because
You're right.
everything filters your top and your bottom, it all filters in to your heart space. And
Yep. Yep.
keeping it open, keeping it soft, especially when you've been hurt, that's not an easy thing to do. So I think it's only a weakness, because there are givers and takers. And usually, if you're an empath, I feel like you're more of a giver.
Mhm.
So,
Mhm.
and takers know how to hone in
They
on
do.
people that are givers, and they will suck you dry, if
They're like there are energy vampires,
energy
absolutely.
vampires,
Yeah,
yes,
yeah,
exactly. And
yep,
so I think it's only a weakness if you don't, I'm going to say, put your strong, healthy boundaries in place, which is really hard to do,
it can be. Yeah,
especially when you
yeah,
love people,
mhm,
or you think, well, this is my family. I should just, no, you don't deserve to be ran all over.
no,
It's hard to cut people out and cut people off, especially when you do have so much empathy and love, and it's
yeah,
like
yep,
cutting a part off, and you're just like, but
yeah, yeah.
do you want to stay in the toxicity? No, I
Right,
don't.
you have to set your own boundaries as well, so I agree with you. You can't
And
just be open to all that any abuse that might come to you.
yeah, and you teach people how to treat you,
Correct.
so what
Yeah,
you allow, oh, I got away with it this time. But then when
correct.
you put your boundaries in place and you're like, mm-mm, and they're like, and
Uh-huh.
then you're the villain, you're the bad guy.
You're absolutely right. You're absolutely right. Yeah.
I'll be the villain and the bad guy as long as it means I am far away from that energy. And
Right. Yeah. Yeah, I
something
get you.
I've started saying to myself to help me put the boundaries in place is, if it costs me my happiness, my peace, it's too high a price to pay, and I'm not paying it anymore. You
Right,
know, I
right.
mean, and if you have to cut out a family member, that's not easy, but at the same time, you don't deserve to be abused by
Right.
anyone in
Yeah.
any capacity, and
Mhm. That's
um
right. You gotta set those boundaries. It's vital. It really is. I love that. Thank
and
you for
I'm almost
sharing.
43 years old, and I'm still learning, these things. And, because sometimes we look at something and we don't see it clearly, or we do, but we choose, like, maybe, and
Mm,
spirit's like, no, no, no.
right, right. No, I get it, and honey, I'm almost 70, and I absolutely am still learning, and I hope that I always am, because
Yes,
that
I
means that I don't think that I'm wonderful, you know what I mean? Or I
right.
know everything. Yeah, yeah.
I'm
That's fun.
Leo's son, so
Uh-huh.
Leos
Oh
tend to
my,
be.
are you? Okay.
Yeah, and
Oh.
my granddad growing up always called me the boss and the TV star. So, I mean, because he bought me
Uh-huh.
like a little Barbie guitar and a microphone, and he would have me go wait in the, like, laundry room, and he would introduce me like I'm coming out on the Grand Ole Opry.
Uh-huh.
So,
Oh my.
um,
How
he
cute.
always
Yeah.
called me the boss and the TV star. So, I mean, um, I guess I'm meant to entertain.
There you go. You're in the right business then, because this is a part, it's getting to be with people and helping them and everything. Oh, well, thank you, Paul. Yeah, I'll be in September, I'll be 70. So, but you
You
can't
don't even
see
look
it.
it.
Well, you can't see the wrinkles on the screen. So
Hey, that's
that's
a good
always
thing.
nice. Yeah, yeah.
My my grandma said her grandma, like I said, she was almost 90 before she passed, and she
Right.
hardly had any wrinkles. But
Uh-huh.
she when she went outside and worked in her garden, she wore the big sun hat,
Oh,
wore
yeah, she took care of her skin.
know,
Yeah,
so she took
there
care
you
of
go.
herself,
Mhm.
and she didn't
Yeah.
smoke, she didn't drink, none of the things that can age you, She was, I'm gonna say, pretty aware of what she was putting into her body.
Uh-huh.
So,
Wow. All
which I
right. Well,
need
we're
to be
gonna,
better
yeah.
at.
So Karen, yeah, Mark and I, my friend Mark on here, he's two days younger than me, same year. So Mark
Oh,
and I, we have the same. I'm the 29th of September. He's October 1st. So yeah, it's
both
interesting to find
Libras.
both Libras. Yeah, both Libras. So
Love
with a
it. I love
with a
Libra.
Capricorn rising and a Pisces moon. The Pisces moon
Ooh,
always gets me because I'm
I
always
I okay, so Leo sun, the moon was in Capricorn when I was born. So,
oh, okay.
it's usually I feel really grounded and stable, but at the same time, it pushes me like, oh, we should be doing more. We should be doing, really hard,
Yeah.
that hard working energy. And it's
Mhm.
hard to rein it back sometimes, like, whoa, I need a break.
That's awesome. All right. So thanks everybody. You're all so kind. So we've got so once you put in yours play, I'll tell you who I've got. I got Lulu, Karen, Paul, Maureen, Hilda, and hold on. Where'd it go?
Hilda, love that.
Mm-hmm.
That was my
Um,
grandma's first name.
was it?
She went by her middle name, which was Jane, but,
Okay.
they would call her Hot Rod Hilda because she had a
Hot Rod
lead
Hilda.
foot.
There you go. I love it. And then Angela, Kieran, and Kim and Play. Have you got yours up there? Michelle, we'll try to get to it. Let's see. Put it up there. We'll see what we can do. So we're going to start doing some readings for you guys now. But anyway, so Lulu is wanting a message from Spirit that may come through. So it really is almost like an open reading. It's whatever comes through is what she wants. And,
Oh,
it can be the cards, of course. And,
I always knock to clear the energy before I,
yep, yep,
do so let's see what Spirit wants
yeah,
Lulu to
yeah.
know here.
Lulu. So
Right.
Lulu, I got 3 cards out for you. The first one I get is acceptance. And it says you need to accept yourself and where you are currently, knowing that you are growing and learning and becoming a more spiritual and a freer entity. And this is also very healing for you. I love these little fairies. It's saying that that which you are becoming is also healing you. And then you get the lotus opening. Oh my goodness. So you are open to get the healing, and you need to just accept the messages that come through.
Ooh,
Sometimes they say, think about the song that came on the radio, or you
yes.
drove by a sign that had a word on it, those kinds of things. So, yeah.
I love that. Being
Mhm.
open and ready to receive, being in your divine feminine energy. I had the lovers come out for you,
Mhm.
which is
Okay.
Gemini energy. So, if we're open and we're ready to receive love, I feel like, it could be available to you. Now, it doesn't mean romantic in nature only. I'm not someone that believes it's just romantic in nature only when it comes through. It can be, but love is all around us, and our self-love, too, is something. Are you pouring enough back into your own self so you're not depleting? Like I was talking about giving and taking, that needs to be, everything in life needs balance. So,
Hmm.
the twins, who are you seeing when you look in the mirror? It says all you need is love here in the book. I like the book because it has like little sayings here. So
Yeah.
I always check in with it. There could be something, Gemini season is just right around the corner. So, you could be dealing with a Gemini, you could have Gemini in your birth chart. Possibilities are literally endless here, being open and ready to receive, because the Three of Swords did come out too. So,
Uh-huh.
dealing with some kind of heartbreak, feeling like you've been stabbed in the heart, literally, maybe it's been bad relationship after bad relationship, or things from your childhood, even, sometimes we think we've healed from something, and then another layer comes up, and we have
Mhm.
to we have to honor it, like for me personally, I didn't realize I was mad at my grandma for passing away until it came up one day.
Mhm.
Which was, and it was wild. Like, why would I be mad? Because she left me, right? So,
Right.
we could have some abandonment issues or something with that as well. There is a journal on the bed. I don't know if you can see it all that well. The lighting in here is not the best, but maybe journal your feelings to work through them.
Uh-huh.
Lots of grief, and grief can come in layers, but there's also a bird in the window. Yes, it's raining, but there's a bird. So a message of healing, a message of hope, to not give up, because when you want love and you're ready, love yourself more too, and pour that loving kindness. You don't want your own self to be depleted,
Mhm.
and
Mhm.
there's no time limit on grief either. Like, I know
That's
some
true.
people have, you know, good for you if you're over it, but I'm
Mhm.
healing in my own time frame. So, don't let anyone tell you you should already be over something. There are some things that happen that we never truly get over. We just learn to adapt and go on
Sure.
eventually. So don't be too hard on yourself either, Lulu. You know, I feel like you have a lot. I about started laughing. Like, there's so much joy or happiness if you choose to embrace it. Happiness is a choice,
Yeah.
and that's something that. Here's something that I've been trying to do each day, even before my eyes pop open. Right here, right now, I choose to be happy. No matter what else happens during this day, right
Mm.
here, right now, I am
Uh-huh.
choosing to be happy. I'm opening myself up to it. And, the day tends to seem like it goes a little better when I do that. So,
Okay. Thank you. That's wonderful. Yeah, we got a lot of people to read for, so we gotta
okay,
keep
let's
it short. Yeah, let's go. All right.
continue
So
long-winded. I'm sorry.
that's all right. That's all right. So Paul says, I'd love to know if my cousin Tim has his own restaurant going in the afterlife. He tried hard to get one here on Earth. Oh my God, Paul. That
Oh
is a
my
hoot. And you
goodness.
know what? They can do anything they want there. I heard they
Yeah.
can have a cigarette, they can drink, they can eat. They
Something that, and it's kind of humorous here that just hit me, is Tim serving Elvis his peanut butter sandwich.
Sure.
You know,
Yeah. Yeah.
I,
He's at the
serving
Rockstar
up
Cafe.
the
That's right.
celebrities
Yeah.
and,
Yeah.
everything. So
Yeah. Yeah.
I feel like
So
sometimes when we didn't get a chance to do the things that we wanted to do in this life, we're living it out, the things that would have made us happy
we
on
get
the
to
other
do over
side.
there. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I get here, it's his recreation. In other words, he
Ooh,
never leaves. He's just always there playing because he can. And then I get everybody up there is equal. And so he
ooh,
does see all these movie stars and rock stars, whatever. I agree with you 100%. The funniest one I get is he says, up here, you don't have to worry about money or something not working out. There's no such thing as mismanagement up here.
and everything's fresh and perfect,
Yes. Yes,
no food
absolutely.
poisoning or anything like that. So I
Yeah.
feel like he's having a grand old time up there. And
Uh-huh.
something else that came through for me was it's open 24/7.
That's right.
He's just
Yes.
flipping them burgers or
Uh-huh.
making whatever the people want. I hope my grandma goes, like, get something delicious.
Uh-huh. Yeah, absolutely. All right. So did you have was that your message or do you have a
That was
card?
the message. I didn't
That
have
was
a
your message.
card.
I
Yeah,
love it.
that's
That's
how it
okay.
came
That's
through.
perfect.
So
That's perfect. So Maureen's wondering if she can hear from Grandpa Flatley. And so let's see if he has a message for you today. Let's see. Um, yeah. Mm.
I'm shuffling, but I'm also kind of channeling at the
That's
same
all right.
time.
You do it.
So
You do it, girl. All right. So look at, I get him here. You know, this guy is getting, I think he's getting a shave, but Grandpa is saying, you know, I'm very refined up here. I can get whatever I want done. And you know, you don't have to wait in line. You don't have to wait and you know, for 3 or 4 people in front of you. You just get it done immediately. He says, but I have been spending some time protecting you, Maureen,
ooh,
from some of the things that you're going through down there. And I'm sorry you're going through them. And he says, please know that I am here watching over you and just adore you. And he said, be careful. Don't let anything be a calamity. Don't slip and fall. Make sure you walk in the right, you know, your feet are in the right, especially she's having a big storm, she said in the chat where she lives. Be very careful out there is what he wants you to do.
ooh, yes.
Yeah.
Divine protection. Like,
Mhm.
you know, when you look back on your life, I don't know how long he's been, you know, on the other side.
Mhm.
But you know, you may look back and be like, okay, grandpa, you know, you kept me from going somewhere where harm may have came to me, you know, and still pouring lots of love. I had the star come out. It's Aquarius energy. It's all about hope and faith. You know, believe, you know, there may be times, and I just got a nudge here on my shoulder here. So you may feel a little touch and be like, you know, trying to convince yourself you didn't feel it, but you did.
Uh-huh.
You
Uh-huh.
know, I
Yeah.
little subtle ways of showing you, hey, I'm still around.
That's right.
I know when you, and I keep getting goosebumps. So,
Good.
and something else, when that refinement card came out, I heard he is a gentleman, you
Oh,
know. So I feel like he took really good care of himself, really good care of those that he loved, and he's still doing it, you
that's
know,
beautiful.
on the
Yeah.
other side. So
Uh-huh.
um
Well,
when you do feel that touch, or if you catch something out of the corner of your eye, you know, because sometimes it's real quick and you're just like, did I see that? You know, it's probably your grandpa. And I feel like he just wants you to know that you're so loved, you
yeah.
know, and adores you. That's something
Yep.
else this came through, you know.
Yeah.
Um, he might he might not have been, I want to say he was kind of a quiet man in life, you know, is kind of what's coming through, maybe reserved a little bit, but
Uh-huh.
he loved with all his heart, even if maybe he never said the words, you know. I feel
Yeah.
that's what I'm getting there from
Yeah.
that. So,
That's
um,
awesome.
your hope
Yeah.
and faith that when you talk to him, he hears you.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So,
Absolutely. Thank you.
that's what I feel right there.
Mhm. Perfect. Thank you so very much. Um, the next one we have is actually Karen Doyle. And for some reason, Karen, I don't know why, but your question went away, but you wanted to know about your love life. I saw the question.
Oh, her
So we're going to
love
pull some cards
life.
on your love life. And I'm getting now really excited for you. Yeah.
Yes,
Get on
love
with that.
life.
Yeah.
So
Wow.
I'm gonna pull from my tea leaf as well here.
Okay. Yeah.
I have some situated out that's for love specifically here.
Hmm.
So let's see. And her name is Karen, right? I just want to make
Karen. Yeah.
sure
Uh-huh.
I'm connecting with the right energies here.
So, Karen, what I got for you is your access was unavailable prior to now. And for some reason, you found the right key that undoes the lock. So that's really good news. And then I get a tree and it's blossoming. It's grounded. It's life and growth. I take this as a really good sign that you have found a strong, reliable person. I'm wondering, did you meet this person online? Because I got the Wi-Fi. I'm not sure if you did or not, but that's what I get. And I'm going to just pull one more quick one here. It says here, there will be a focus on the future, whether that is I'd like to date you or whatever it is. It's looking good, Karen. Yeah. Yeah. There you go.
Okay. I have the Ace of Cups here. So, your cup is overflowing here. But you have to keep pouring back into it. So, loving yourself.
Mhm.
Sometimes when we want love, we have to be in alignment, with the vibration of love for it
Mhm.
to come in. I also have the Dark Man coming in here, which says
Ooh.
feelings or relationship with a man with dark complexion or hair. There could have been a misunderstanding at some point with someone. Um, maybe you feel misunderstood when it comes to love, but hey, love also is
Oh,
coming out
wow.
here. So, being in your divine feminine energy, something I've been saying is I'm in my Empress era,
There
and
you
it
go.
gives me a boost, like of confidence and love, because the Empress is portrayed, she's pregnant,
Mhm.
oh, got rid of the old and the new came in. Hello, Stella got
There
her
you go.
back.
Yeah.
You could
Yeah.
also be getting a bouquet here, compliments from an admirer, could be that dark man. I'm nosy, so I
Yeah.
hope at some point you can come back and let us know
I know,
what
Karen.
happened.
Yeah, we're happy for you. Yeah,
Yes.
yeah. That's
So
great. Yeah.
pouring
Thank
back
you,
into
Gigi.
your own self too is very vital, necessary, and important.
True.
So,
True that.
yes.
Yep. Wonderful. Thank you.
I'm gonna take a sip of
Yes, please
water
do.
here.
Please take a sip. Hilda, you want a message for your husband. He passed 3 years ago. It seems like he's trying to give me a message. We were married for 60 years.
Oh
Oh
my
my
goodness.
Lord, Hilda. That's wonderful.
Ooh,
Let's see if
that's
we can get a message over from him. Yeah. Um, so Hilda, the first card I get is equilibrium. And I'm not sure if he's concerned or if you've had dizziness issues or he did before he passed. But he's saying you're going to be back, or I'm back on my own 2 feet. You'll be back on your own. I don't know if it's you or him. I just not sure. But equilibrium has to do with us, not being dizzy or falling or anything. Did you guys have some kind of an argument before he passed? Because he doesn't want you to worry about it. He said we were together all that time. Some people don't even know each other for a year. We
mm,
knew each other forever. And he says, I want to make one request to you, Hilda. Be brave. Be
ooh.
brave. He said, I'm watching what's going on down there. There's a lot of messes going on down there. And, stand tall, be brave, and please know that I am here by your side. He has never left. He's right with you all the time, Hilda. Yep.
And he never will leave.
No.
In some way, he's always, you know, I'm hearing he was a protector, he was a provider, and he's still doing those things, even though
Mhm.
he's on the other side. I
Mhm.
got look inside yourself as a first card. Examine what is causing you to feel this way. So, like she said, if there was some kind of argument, and it was probably just something small, I
Minor.
don't feel like, yeah, like in the
Yeah.
long run, when you look back, you're like, what was that? Like, why were we even arguing about that?
Mhm.
So if you have any regrets, when someone passes, even though we spent all the time, we always have some kind of regret. Of I should have spent more time or I should have done this. he's like, stop beating yourself up, you know. There's no perfect people, but you were literally the perfect partner, you
Right.
know, and to
The
him
right one
because
for me. Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah.
'cause you have soulmate coming through
Oh, that's so good.
and
Yeah.
twin flames as well. So, you know, he really did
Yeah.
see you as his equal.
Mhm.
You know, like basically you were magnets drawing each other to one another because you know your soulmate is already with you in spirit. Believe this and they will manifest physically. So you know I feel like he does show up. I feel like he is around,
Mhm. Yeah.
and that you feel him. And he's also saying freedom here. There is nothing stopping you. The path is clear if you want it to be. So
Mhm.
you know, it's all about choices that we make, you guys. And, you know, there's nothing about the past that we can fix or change. It is written in stone. But your future is a blank canvas and you can create whatever you want to create. He wants you to be happy. You know,
Uh-huh.
that's his
Yeah,
biggest
it
uh,
is.
thing
Mhm.
is that you find your happiness, you find your peace, and you keep going on. And it's okay to be sad. You know,
Mhm. Mhm.
60 years is a
That's a
long
long time. Yeah, it is. Yeah. Yeah.
to be with someone. And, you
Mhm.
know, he's like, she put up with me all them years.
That's
you
funny.
know,
Yeah.
um, because
All
we
right.
do. If we want to be together, we have to accept, you know, and
Everything. Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah. That's awesome. Thank you, Hilda. I hope that helps you. He certainly is a delightful person. I can't.
Yes.
Yeah. Thank you.
And humor. I felt like
Uh-huh. Had
I
some humor
wanted
in
to
there.
laugh, you know?
Yeah. Sure. Sure. All right, so we have Angela. She said, could you let me know why my oldest daughter keeps telling me she hears me calling out her name when I haven't?
Uh,
I don't think it's you.
no, a mimic is something, you know, someone or
Yeah,
something
yeah,
is mimicking your voice, you know, maybe
yeah.
on a stage.
Well, it may not be a negative entity. It
Yeah,
could
it
be that
may
it's
not
like
be.
an ancestor or somebody
Oh
that
yeah,
sounds
that
similar to
could be.
you. Yeah, yeah.
So I would
Um,
say pay attention. How does it make her feel
right, right.
when
Yeah.
this happens? Like, is she afraid or
Hmm.
confused or
Yeah.
whatever? And go from there with it. But you know, it
Now,
can
the
be
other thing is, if she doesn't like it and you say
yeah,
it wasn't you, which
yeah.
for the one who knows, then she can say, please stop doing that. I don't want that. I demand that you go away and stop bothering me. And she can ban that voice. But there might be something about it that is calling to her to open her own spiritual gifts. So if
Mm.
she's open to getting any more messages, even though it isn't you giving it, it's some other entity, it sounds like, then she can say, please make yourself aware in my dreams, or give me a sign in some way so I can work with. It might be a spirit guide. It very well could be.
And something that I am getting here is it could be your voice because you know you're a source of comfort, you know, so
Correct.
they're
Yeah.
trying
Good,
not
good point.
to
Yeah.
scare her, you
Startle
know,
her.
even though
Yeah.
hearing something like that, you know, I
Yeah.
can remember as a kid sitting in class and I would hear my name, you know, and you look around and everybody's doing their work and you're just like, okay,
Yeah.
you
Yeah.
know.
Uh-huh. Uh-huh. That's true. Yeah, she would trust your voice over something
Yeah,
else. That's absolutely right. Yeah. So I hope that helps, Angela. But if she doesn't like it, she can be
right.
the one to send it and say, I either don't want to hear it anymore, or I don't want to hear it right now. I don't want this isn't something I'm ready for right now. So
Well,
there
like
you go.
my mom, you know, how I said she has gifts where she can look at
Mm-hmm.
she's
Mm-hmm.
turned it off.
Mm-hmm.
You know, because it can be overwhelming,
It can be. Yeah,
you
it can be.
know,
Yeah,
and
absolutely. Yeah.
I think
But we have the opportunity to say,
yeah,
let me rest. I
yeah,
can't do this right now. Yeah. Yeah.
because you know, I can be asleep sometimes and spirits will try to wake me up out of my sleep to give me a message, and I'm just like, not right now. I'm trying to.
Okay, so she's woken up several times a night confused about thinking I've called out for her. That's very interesting. See if Angela, if she can remember what the dream was about, or what was going on in her mind when before she woke up, and maybe that will give you a little more clarity
Maybe
for
get a dream journal for
her.
her
Okay.
that, set by her bed where when she wakes up, she can how
Yeah.
this made me feel, what happened, and
Sure.
that may
Yep.
help.
Yep. That might. All right. So we have Kiran Argawal, future spouse. So we can't certainly give you all kinds of information about a future spouse, but we can look around on our cards and see what kind of info we can give you. Yeah. Kim, you're next. And then Michelle. And okay. Anya, do you want a reading on that, or are you just telling us that you think that the song 9 to 5 is telling you that a job is coming? Just give me some clarity.
Ooh.
Yeah, just give me some clarity on the question, if you wouldn't mind. All right, so let's see. So,
Meaning too when they pop up. I am a firm believer in that.
All right. The first card I get here for you is I get a fluid card. What that means is that your spouse at this point could be this person or that. It's in a fluid situation. It's not nailed down that this is the one you're going to be with for the rest of your life or even for now. But to take that opportunity to allow being in the flow and learning a little bit more about the people that are either come into your life or that are around you. I don't know if you are looking for someone of a special type, but it says the DNA card comes up, and it says here you might have identity that you don't know the person just yet, or it could have something to do with ancestral karma that may be happening. So I'm just going to put that out there. But I can tell you're looking for some excitement here, girl, because I get the soda bottle. When you shake it up and you let it go, it squirts all over the room. So, you're seeking more excitement, get your energy level up, find places where these young people are that you want to be with. Let's see how it goes. Yeah.
Okay. I got the fair man here. So dealings or relationship with a man with blonde, gray, or white hair. Now, also for me, when the fair man, fair woman comes out, I also take that as they are a fair person, a just person, a person of integrity. You also have younger man coming through here. So dealings or relationship with a younger man, don't worry about what nobody else has to say about it. You do you. So I also have chair empty coming in. Someone is leaving your life. So, this could be you're letting go of someone from the past, ghosts of boyfriends past, whatever the case may be, in order to move on. I feel like you're both being prepared so that when you do come together, you're an added blessing to each other. We have the ram. Now, the ram does say a stubborn, aggressive person, but to me, when the ram comes out, it also maybe they're an Aries.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking.
Or have Aries in their birth chart. You also have the teapot coming through. So deep friendship with someone of the same sex. So, maybe you're getting together, spilling the tea over,
Yeah.
I feel like be really specific about the kind of person that you're wanting to attract. I always think of Practical Magic when she was like, he has one blue eye, one green eye. She got down to the details.
She did. Yeah.
I feel like, don't be afraid to do that. Call forth, speak it into life, of exactly what you want, so but I
Yeah.
feel like both of your hearts are being prepared, and, maybe he's in a space right now where if you met now, it wouldn't work out, so,
Could be. Could be. Yeah.
you
You never
know,
know. Yep.
trust that when you do come across, it's the right time, the
Yeah.
right place, the right
That's
person.
where keeping things fluid comes in.
Yes,
Exactly.
yes.
Very good. Very nice. Thank you, Gigi. All
You're welcome.
right. So
Thank you.
we got Kim B. In the past few months, I've had to go back to go. Wait a minute. I've had to go to Oklahoma, it looks like, for some personal matters. On my last visit, I sensed there was a bigger reason for me to be there. Is what I'm feeling correct? And if so, why? And you know what? Guess where Gigi is from?
I'm from Oklahoma. Hello.
That's a
Born
riot.
and raised.
That's a riot. Oh my goodness. Yeah. So let's see, Kim, what it says. Yeah. Let's see what it says.
I
Hmm.
feel like, when we sense something, that's our intuition, that's our higher self,
Uh-huh.
connecting with us, letting us know. And the more we trust, the stronger that connection, the easier and clearer information is coming in, and learning to trust our own self and that gut feeling, because sometimes we get that gut feeling, we're like, but
Hmm.
if it keeps coming, that's for a reason. And it could be something is trying to protect you.
Hmm.
Is something else that I'm getting here, from any and all harm.
Hmm.
No weapon formed against me shall prosper is something that I say a lot.
Okay. Good. Yeah, I love that. That's great. So this is interesting. The first card I get for you, Kim, is stuck.
Ooh,
And I think that it isn't like I think you're stuck for the answer. And so um I'm just going to put that out there and say that don't feel as though you're stuck with whatever it is you're believing, but they want you to rest because they're saying you're going back and forth so many times. You need to take a break and rest. And then it says release. And so look at them, they're dancing. I almost wonder if it's trying to put you in the place where you can not be stuck, where
yeah.
you can rest and you can release. So, I mean, I know there's a lot of beautiful places in Oklahoma. I've been there, and some of it's flat, but over in especially the eastern part of Oklahoma near Arkansas, there's a lot of
Mm.
beautiful places over in that area. But I think that's pretty exciting. Yeah, yeah. Good luck to you.
I'm
Yeah.
agreeing with the rest because we have the 8 of Swords and the 9 of
Okay.
Swords both. So, that being stuck, the 9 of Swords is playing on repeat. And maybe, it's keeping you from resting, whatever this is that's weighing heavily on you. But also, don't wait for someone to, show up on a white horse, save yourself, take the
Right.
blindfold off and see things, because sometimes we feel stuck and it's really we are the ones keeping ourselves stuck,
Yep.
and we're the only
Yep.
ones that can choose to move from it. I feel like whatever this situation is, I'm kind of seeing the 10 of wands here in my mind's eye too, of all
Uh-huh.
the heavy burdens, but they're not meant for you to carry other people's. You have to, is this actually mine? And if it's not, set it down,
Yeah.
because
Yeah.
you're
Mhm.
close to burnout, and first and foremost, you have to take care of your own health, your own self, because you're the
Mhm.
longest relationship you're gonna have is with your own self. So
Very true. Very true. Yeah. Very true. I love that. Thank you. Um, all right, hold on. Anya is the next one. We're almost done here, everybody. We only got about 6 minutes left, and I would, I'd go a little bit over, but I got another show coming up in a half an hour, so I
right.
have to do what I got to do. So, Anya heard the song 9 to 5, and she said, "Does that mean a job is coming?" That's what she's
Let's
wanting to know.
see. See
Thank
what's
you,
going
Kim.
on.
Yeah.
Working 9 to 5, what a way to make a living. You know,
Ooh. Yeah.
it could be, maybe a new direction, maybe something that you haven't thought about before. Maybe going back to school or higher learning here of, something new is what I'm getting here. But oh, I guess you're supposed to go first. I'm so sorry.
We're okay. You just keep going so we can,
Um,
and then I'll do it mine next.
The
Yep.
desk did come out for pay attention
Okay.
to your work. So, maybe you're doing some kind of desk job or going back to school. Like I said, that may be an option. Slow down. Don't just rush through things, make sure all the T's are crossed, the I's are dotted, everything's on the up and up. You do have the boot for increase your efforts if you want to achieve your goals. So, putting your best foot forward. You do have the bowl for plenty of material things. So, if you have been struggling, you've planted the seeds and a harvest, and when it comes it's going to be bountiful, but it's because
Mhm.
you put so much love and time and attention and care into it. You do have the ink pot here as well. It says problems to be resolved, but problems are only temporary.
Right.
It's
Right.
something, this, even when the storm clouds, the sun is still trying to get through, and then after the storm you get the rainbow. you
Right.
know the
Right.
promise that you'll never be, overwhelmed, or, good things are on
Mhm.
the way. I take the rainbow as such a good positive, but you can't get it without the rain. So,
That's right.
uh,
You can't. Yep.
you know,
Good.
keep going because, things will get better.
That's right. Trying to keep options open. Well, look at this. I got the magic lamp. And then I
That's
get
amazing.
lightning. Something fast is going to come in for you when it's time, when the time is right. And it will be really personally satisfying because I get the cupcake. Nothing better than the cupcake,
Oh,
honestly.
man.
Chocolate with chocolate frosting. I mean, you're going to like it, whatever it is. It's going to meet the need that you need, Anya. So thank you so much. Oh, well, gee, Hilda says to thank us for she cried because you described my husband just right. And I do feel him. Oh, you're welcome, Hilda. We're so
You're
glad that
very welcome. And he had such a wonderful, I
yep.
guess, aura around him, you know?
Mhm.
I liked
Yep.
connecting with his energy. It was really nice.
Yeah, that's true. So the next person we have is Michelle. And Michelle was asking what she needs to know right now for her next step. And
Ooh.
I sent that. I can't find the.
It
Hey,
went to the others,
you and didn't. Yeah, it did. So I'm just gonna. Yeah, I'm
so
gonna
her
go here.
next step,
The
so
next step.
okay, and
Yeah,
her name's Michelle, let's see.
Michelle. Yeah. All right, Michelle. So I get here. Please make sure you get your rest. There's a lot of people not sleeping right now, Michelle. The
Mm.
sunspot activity, the astrological configurations, and a lot of unrest and not knowing what's going to happen are keeping us up at night. They want to make sure that you do that. They said there will be no reprisal. I think this is funny. It's a man sort of spanking his child. And it's kind of like your dad. I know your dad just passed, and I'm not saying he would spank you, but it's kind of like you got to take care of yourself. I'm up here now. You got to take care of down there. And whatever does come in might look at first like some kind of a disguise. It's going to be something um, that you're not recognizing as what it is, and then you have that aha moment where you'll go, "Oh, I know what it is." That's how it's going to work.
Mm.
Yeah.
And, something that I'm getting is to complete the step that you're on, because there may be something, I always say my guides and my angels are working behind the scenes overtime, even on my behalf for my highest and greatest good, and so that helps me to be patient. I feel kind of like an in-between energy here. I did get the Six of Swords. So, you could be leaving in the middle of the night is something,
Mm-hmm.
that's
Mm-hmm.
coming through here. It says any place but here. Like I would rather be any place,
Right.
but in this mess or whatever the case may be for you personally. And it says
Mm-hmm.
sometimes you just have to get gone, but try not to take your troubles with you.
There
So
you
when
go.
you move forward, you got to
Yep.
drop the heavy burdens in order, to
Yep.
um get where you're going. And you may know these people that you're traveling with, or they could be helping you to get out of a situation.
Yep.
um and a closed mouth doesn't get fed. So if you need help, ask for it.
Ask for it.
I mean, there's no shame in asking for help when you need it. The shame comes when you know you need it and you just,
Yep.
because
Absolutely.
if people don't know, they can't do anything about it. And asking for help can also be a type of praying, for guidance, or please remove me from this situation, get me to
Uh-huh. Yep.
where I need to be.
Sure.
So one foot in front of the other, 1 second at a time, if that's all you can handle.
No, that's great advice. I love it. Folks, thank you all for being with us today. Thank you for welcoming GiGi so nicely. And please, if you can, like and subscribe to her channel, which is in the chat notes. And, we appreciate her giving some readings today with us, and all of you in the chat. Much adored. Thank you. Don't forget to like and subscribe. We appreciate you. See you later.
Thank you
Thank you,
so much.
GiGi. All right. Thank you. Bye, everybody.